Safaricom was facing a challenge. Voice usage amongst the prepaid core and youth customer bases had stagnated, with people sending cheaper SMSs instead, or choosing to spend available funds on data. They briefed Scanad Kenya to come up with an idea that would not only stimulate more voice usage, but would also help to rekindle some of the brand love eroded by negative perceptions around value and transparency. Safaricom were thinking a talk and get deal, where customers reaching a certain set airtime usage threshold above normal daily expenditure would receive 100% of that airtime again, free. Maybe even more than 100% if the revenues generated were healthy enough. As it turned out, the reward rose to 300%. This is the story of how Scanad made that happen, of how we achieved the immediate business objective and rekindled the brand love all in one campaign. The story of how we got people talking. Welcome to Scanad. The brief was high priority, which meant the work was needed really urgently. But Safaricom was also looking for a campaign that promoted excitement and built relevance and empathy for the brand. So we had to work really fast and well. First, our account management team sat down with a strategic team and together they analyzed the client brief. They looked at the background of the business in terms of voice products and services and at internal data sets and industry regulator reports. The finding was average revenue per user continued to drop as the growth in the number of new users slowed down and data and SMS usage increased. Next, we move to the insight generation part of the process. This is a key element, and getting it right is crucial if the resulting creative solution is to be truly compelling and effective and culturally resonant. We conducted some deep dive research amongst the target groups and identified 3 key segment themes. My money disappears into paying for daily needs. I only top up and make calls when it's really necessary. My free time is spent with fellow hustlers discussing things. We also picked up some resentment about the relatively high cost of making calls on the Safaricom network. From these learnings, we came up with the insight: I need a greater reason to call and not text. And we began to believe that the solution for this money-conscious target group would be based on a bonus stimulation approach. Next, we had to develop the big idea, or as we call it in Scanad, the conversation idea. In order to do this, we used our own Scanad brand agenda tool. One of Scanad's business heads, Paul Kimuyu, takes up the story.
The Scanad brand agenda tool helps us create the concepts that will propel change and dial up credible emotional and functional benefits that people can believe in. We decided that in this case, Safaricom's brand belief should be that great stories are best shared, and that our brand behavior should be to provide a platform that gives consumers a chance to share their stories, amplifying that belief and behavior into a real and affordable value-added proposition that glorifies the concept of talk and allows the consumer to get more and begin to appreciate Safaricom again. The brand agenda then becomes freedom to make voice call. Now from there, we move to a culturally credible iteration of the agenda, and the conversation idea became Story Ibambe.
You see, Kenyans have a very talkative nature. We like telling stories. We like being witnesses to things that have just happened. You'll never find a Kenyan meet another one and saying, today I woke up, I went to work, I had lunch, I polished my shoes, then I slept. No. A Kenyan will say, boss, hey boy, I tell you about a drama that happened to me today. So with that conversation idea driving the project, the account management and planning teams put together an agency brief for creative, media and all other relevant channels, including PR and digital. First stop, creative.
Hapa kuna idea boss. Idea is simple. Kenyans love talking. The campaign is about talking. So we are very famous Kenyans who've talked so much mpaka wamebamba wa Kenya wote. Mnajua watu Bonoko, alikuwa amebeba Bonoko, adienda hivi, serikali saidia. Even our former president said sio kila siku nasema saidia. If you look at these people, you remember her, ni muona hivi, Let's see how we use them, and they inspired all Kenyans to get into their story bonus, story Ibambe. There's a way we tell stories in our own way. And you don't give a damn how the rest of the world tells stories. It's about us. Show them the heart.
Wakenya tunapenda story.
Hello. Ya Joseph the Witness. Ni kama video, ni kama drama. Acha nikwambie za vile ilikuwa. Mimi nilikuwa hapa kwa car wash. Niliona kagari kalikuwa kametoka hivi. Yani ilikuwa inaelekea hivi na huku. They kidnap our pocket. Hiyo ilikuwa ni drama. Acha sasa nikwambie mambo ya video. Yani niliruka swa. Nikaruka swa. Nikapita swagara. Wacha sasa nikwambie mambo ya movie. Na walikuwa na hizi bunduki kubwa za GK4 1 2 3 4. Nikasikia risasi. Goja. Kuna ka SMS kameingia. What? You have been awarded 300% score bonus.
Na sasa story Ibambe.
Hizi drama na hizi video.
Safaricom inakupatia airtime bonus mara 3 zaidi ya kutumia kuongea na ku-SMS. Unavyozidi kutumia laini yako ya Safaricom, ndivyo bonus yako inavyozidi kuongezeka kila siku. Story Ibambe na Safaricom. Wakenya tunapenda story.
Nimesikia nini? Kumbe mvua inarudi tena. Tafadhali serikali. Ripota yangu, mwambie serikali kae tayari. Mvua inarudi tena. Siku hizi nimejua kunusa mvua. Siku ile sikujua. Kuku zangu zilienda zote. Hata mahindi yangu korokoro 2 zilienda yote. Hata kitu nilisahau kuambia tangu jana. Bwana yangu sijui ameenda wapi. Serikali tafadhali. Bwana yangu ameenda wapi? Serikali ngoja kidogo. Message imeingia kwa simu yangu. 300% bonus imeingia kwa simu yangu.
Na sasa story Ibambe. Safaricom inakupatia airtime bonus mara 3 zaidi ya kutumia kuongea na ku-SMS. Unavyozidi kutumia laini yako ya Safaricom, ndivyo bonus yako inavyozidi kuongezeka kila siku. Story Ibambe na Safaricom.
So, once a story Ibambe creative work was done, how did we make sure it was seen by the maximum number of the target group? Christine Mungai was the media lead on the project.
Using our unique proprietary media tools, we developed a strategy with 2 objectives: to achieve awareness of story Ibambe and to encourage participation. A consumer understanding profile was mapped out to determine the consumer's cultural and media dynamics and the content the target engages with. And a consumer journey was mapped out against the key desired outcomes and tasks: awareness building, education, and participation. The campaign scope was national, and the channel selection was achieved by optimizing media against the target. We utilized our planning tool, that is Telmar, and the CAF research data to determine the media consumption habits against the target. Radio and TV selection was based on which stations had the highest reach against the target and which time bands and shows have the highest audiences. Billboards were rolled out across the country to extend reach. We adopted a frequency strategy, meaning standard formats in more locations, including ferries and supermarket screens. Selection was based on dominance, visibility, and high footfall in traffic areas. I think we can say that above the line, people got the message.
In the digital space, the idea was obviously to get the above-the-line work out to the digital community and to buy the media that would maximize the exposure. Marianne from Digital.
When the creative idea was finalized, we were quite excited. It was a campaign that told a story and was very relevant to the consumer. We used our social analytics tool Sysamos to derive sentiment and consumer feedback relative to the Safaricom voice proposition. We then developed a social media content strategy that was derived from the story Ibambe overarching campaign elements and a paid media strategy true to the insights of our core customer target group. We needed to ensure that we inspired the consumer using a compelling storyline aligned to our customers' need. The freedom to make voice calls. We used a range of platforms to reach them: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, display, and direct local buys. We needed to stay true to the fact that peers are more influential and believable than brand messaging. So we strategically selected thought leaders and influencers who would work with us to distill the right message and drive the desired brand narrative. These 5 influencers mentioned the campaign 133 times on Twitter with the hashtag #StoryIbambe. The 133 Twitter mentions generated an incredible 4.8 million estimated impressions. The presence on Facebook led to more than 500,000 impressions. On paid media, our focus was reach and frequency as we needed to create top-of-mind awareness and shift the narrative from "I don't get value for money and my credit disappears" to "Safaricom offers me value for money through their voice propositions and I don't have to worry about my credit being depleted in the middle of my story." After a while, we began to notice quite a few customer queries on difficulties experienced while trying to claim bonus airtime awards. We then used Sycamores to monitor the conversations and our crisis management tool Half-Life to map the potential reach of the negative narrative, how long it might last, and the best course of action to take. Working with the Safaricom online customer team, we manage each customer query individually. We then refocus communication to highlight the campaign how-tos so that consumers were fully aware of how the proposition worked. This tactic changed the narrative and moved the conversation back to the positive, a digital hit.
Story Ibambe, like all truly successful campaigns, took on a life of its own, out to the confines of paid media. Let's have a look at what role PR played in the whole affair. Over to Joy, the PR lead on the project.
Typically, for a project like Story Ibambe, we develop launch communication to announce it, sending out press releases and any relevant photos and videos during the campaign period. We also provide a crisis monitoring and management service and constantly monitor both online and mainstream media for any negative stories regarding the campaign and devise appropriate ways to respond. With Story Ibambe, this traditional paid approach was quickly amplified as the campaign idea went viral and began to generate its own unpaid PR almost immediately, allowing us to generate PR values of approximately 5 million Kenya shillings without spending a single shilling over our client's budget. Why did this happen? We think because the campaign used ordinary Kenyans instead of models.
When they gave vivid accounts of incidents they had witnessed, they were heavily ridiculed because of their mispronunciations and funny phrases. Their accounts were subsequently heavily trafficked on social media as laughter basically became the norm of the day and even becoming ringtones. But today they are having the last laugh after Safaricom converted their ridicule into rich pickings by contracting them for several advertisements. Judy Koskei with the details.
CTV, Standard, and several others covered the story, focusing on the use of poor Kenyans landing lucrative deals with corporates. This focus on the human interest angle helped us get out a message not just about the Story Ibambe campaign, but also one about how Safaricom was here showing its transforming lives brand purpose in action.
The results of this fully integrated campaign were amazing and instantaneous. From the day Story Ibambe broke on July 29, 2015 to the day it ended on September 11th, voice and SMS usage records were broken. On launch day, the daily active voice customer trend began rising and the traffic trend in minutes spiked up by 40%, where it remained for the duration of the campaign. 1 week in, there were 1 million more customers consuming airtime using voice and SMS every day than there were in the pre-campaign period, delivering a significant increase in overall revenue. Over 2 million customers received bonus airtime every day of the campaign period. A massive success story leading to great results, a very happy client, and a delighted, if a bit tired agency team. And if you want more proof of success than just the numbers, here's this. Safaricom have now made Story Ibambe a permanent offer, rewarding every customer who reaches their daily target with 100% of that airtime free. The work is running now. Have a look, and thanks for listening to our story.
Wakenya tunapenda story.
Sasa ni wakati wa kukata keki, mama wa keki. Sorry.
Halo, serikali! Oh, pole! Ripota yangu! Ambia serikali! Hii story bonus! Sasa ni milele!
Nema! Milele! Story bonus! Fio! Story Ibambe, yeah!
Kila ukiongea vizuri, unapata 100% kama target yako ni 50. Unaongezewa 50 ingine!
Story Ibambe sasa ni ya kudumu milele. Fikia kiwango chako cha kila siku na upate bonus airtime 100% zaidi ya kutumia kuongea na ku-SMS hadi saa 6 usiku kila siku. Piga *460# kutazama Storo bonus yako. Story Ibambe na Safaricom.
Ambia serikali nimefaidika